welcome to the channel. I hope you're all well and wetting a line and enjoying your fishing. Today we're going to tie a very simple dry fly. It is a CDC Oliva Comparadun. Comparaduns have become very popular, and this simple CDC pattern will float very well for you. So let's get into the tying. I have in the vise a size 16 dry fly hook, and I'm going to be tying with 10/0 olive thread. I'm going to start that just a little bit behind the eye, wind down about 1/3 and back up about halfway to the thorax area, and trim up, oops, I dropped the scissors, trim up the excess. And as I said, it's a very simple comparadun, and I'm going to be using 3 CDC feathers, which I'm going to tie in at the front. Now the length, not much longer than the length of the fly, so I'm just going to tie that in. Like so. And trim off the excess. And bind down. Now for the tail, I'm going to use some coq de lion, medium pardo. Not too many fibers, 2 or 3 will be sufficient, which I will tear off. And the length, up to you, but around the length of the fly. Like so. And I'm going to take 1 wrap underneath just to lift them and separate the fibers, and 1 wrap to lock it in, and trim off the excess coq de lion. Right, now for the body you can use many things. In this instance I'm going to use some quill, some olive quill. You could use dubbing, you could really use whatever you like. So I'm just going to tie this piece of quill in. And bind it down. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue onto the top of the fly to hold the quill in place, and wrap the quill. Touching turns, take your time. If you want to use hackle pliers, that's fine too. I happen to be using my fingers because that's what I do. Up to the thorax area, and tie it off. Like so. And trim up the excess quill. Now for the thorax, I'm going to use some olive dubbing, and this is quite a fine dubbing. This is a beaver dubbing. See how we get on with that. Right, now I'm going to lift these CDC fibers. Just put a couple of wraps in front to support them. Spread them out. And now I'm going to put on some more dubbing at the front to support them further. just spread out the fibres there. And build up the head. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there before I tie it off. I'm going to use a half hitch tool. And trim up the tying thread. And I'm going to take that out of the vise so that you can see what it looks like from the front. And there you can see that this is a Comparadun style fly. Put it back in the vise. Now, as an extra tip, you might want to try this without the tail. It makes a great emerger. This obviously sits on the surface and the rest hangs just below the surface. If it happens on the day when you're fishing, it takes no time at all just to snip off the tail if you think that they are taking emergers as opposed to the adult fly. There you go, a simple CDC olive Comparadun, and I hope you enjoyed the tying, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Bye.